Hi, well, I'm Guido Robazza. I'm a lecturer at the School of Architecture since 2013. The role is a reciprocal structure because every single piece of it lies on the next one, and which makes the whole structure self-supporting and strong. It's made out of 400 meters of red cedar timber. The timber comes from a single tree sourced from the Whiteland Wood project from Jonathan West. And this tree was chosen because it was actually in the wrong place. So it was affecting a particular habitat of particular butterfly. The geometrical form is determined by a set of parameters such as the number of tiers, rotation angle, and thickness of the timber. So changing one single parameter, it will affect the overall shape, but the geometrical principle will remain the same. The role is inspired by a second place winner of a workshop, which we do every year, which is Structure in the Wood. And it was developed from Guido Robazza and in collaboration with Jonathan West and a few other lecturers at the University of Portsmouth, Nicola Crossan and Fibos.
Somewhere to sit and relax. Somewhere that would be used. To chat.
Yes, to chat.
In a box.
Yes.
Chat box.
In a box.
And it's an invitation to let you know what the city is a little bit about. So different cultures, different people, students and older people working together.
We had about 25, 30 people every day. Everyone would do a different little part and then pass it over to the next team. And I think things that work very well is how fluid and smooth all this process was.
So I quite like doing anything that's to do with like measuring things out, and so I'm quite happy with give me a task, let me get on with it. I'm not so bothered about drilling holes and stuff like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love looking at the tools and I don't know, I just felt like a child, you know, like I was being let loose with all
I
these
think an
jobs.
engineering degree
Yes,
for you.
yes, I think that's probably where I'd like to go.
It's great to see women that have never drilled before. I know now I've got a liking
Yeah.
for drilling, which I always encourage. I think everybody should know how to drill something.
Yeah. I was a bit terrified when I saw all this big machinery there, but I said to myself, no, I've just got to get on and get into it. And once I started working with a group of students, my fear stuff went away, and I was like excited to do something.
The construction project was quite complex to deal with and to manage. I think Elena and Pepe, the students who designed the pavilion, made a wonderful job in coordinating all that process.
It's something different. It's not the usual artifacts in the city. Something creative.
So I think it's great, informative, inviting, and very colourful.
For me, I'm just so proud of the work. Really proud that and honoured that we as a group have been involved and were asked.
I think for me the positive thing was the start and the finish. So we saw the project right through, and you not always have that opportunity to see something from the beginning, and the end result.
Seeing it all coming together, I think is a great moment of gratification, satisfaction, happiness.
We were all anticipating. We didn't know what it would be like really. We saw it in pictures, but we didn't see it in the real thing. But when the real thing came together, I think everybody was really pleased with the whole effect.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
It's been good. We've enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah, all the way through.
We are building a community project. We basically have been working with architecture students to create a temporary intervention to improve the quality of the public space in Portsmouth. We created an architectural competition where the students engaged and designed this object, this temporary installation.
We've interacted with the local community and it's incorporated into our designs. It added a lot actually because we designed based on what we learnt from the community. So all of our designs have been informed directly from either things that the kids have said at the youth club or drawings that they've made or structures that we've made. We did lots of different activities and making activities with them. We don't know what type of impact it's going to have yet. It's kind of experimental at this stage, but I think it definitely will have an impact. I enjoy the fact that you're not isolated when you're designing. We're a design team which is made of different people from different age groups, different backgrounds.
They have been co-creating and co-designing this temporary art installation that would ideally lead to the reappropriation of this space from the community and from the students, and they would, it's all aimed to create a sense of ownership for a public space that otherwise is forgotten and neglected, not used. Central point is really the quality of this public space.
My research has predominantly been working with children, so it's kind of how you best access children's voice, thinking about kind of what methods you can use, how to interview children. What's happening today is that the kids from Book Club, along with us, have been making tiles which are going to be part of the structure that's being built in the odd triangle. We just sort of asked what the children were doing, in their local area, how they used the space, and then there was quite a lot of kind of drawing. The idea of this is that it's not then just people who are constructing the pieces of wood that are involved. Some of the younger children could also is thinking about what sort of represents Brook Club to them and making tiles that are going to be part of that show that.
Involving the community in crafting their own spaces, kind of getting them involved in doing something, impacts really then their life.
It'd be nice to see it all come together because it's been a long build-up. Started back in December, so from all our initial drawings to actually seeing it being built should be quite a nice thing to see. I have been nervous in the past, but Guido reassures me constantly, so I try not to worry about it.
The project has been developed in collaboration with engineering and social sciences from the university. With engineering is more on the structural side of the structure because it has been innovative in the way, as you can possibly see, designed it, and therefore we needed to make sure that's gonna stand. It's part of the research project which basically will lead us as a researcher to try to understand if effectively there is a process of real engagement of the community and ownership of this place. We need to understand if that's actually the whole thing is going to work. And social sciences is a key discipline that will supervise and make sure that all this is well understood.
The idea was to build a temporary structure which would last for 6 months. The brief consisted of using only one material, it had budget, so it was quite an interesting project in terms of that because you really have to consider multiple aspects, I guess, because it's an odd triangle. We tried to work with tangram, and the tangram is basically multiple shapes which fit into this triangle.
The build itself, which is part of this set of workshops we organized with the community, has taken a whole week. We started very early on Monday morning, and yesterday evening we finished. We put the last, and we signed the last piece of timber on it, and it went all very smooth, on schedule, and well. And members of the Brook Club and students of architecture put it together, and they did a wonderful job.
So we're in an area of Somerstown next to Priory School. It's a roundabout, been described to us as somewhere that a lot of crime happens.
And we are kind of in a underpass within the roundabout. It was a forgotten public space. We are building a sound garden, which is a temporary structure and user-friendly that everyone will be able to use. We have been designing together with Priory School, and therefore the idea behind it is having them engage with crafting their own space.
And it is a project in a sense of where by doing something you find out some answers, really. You try things out, you experiment, you find solutions.
The students in architecture engage designing it, and I tutor them throughout the design, but they came up with the ideas, they came up with the design not only of the overall structure, but as well of the different instruments.
Well, I think a lot of the rhythms that I use are from all over the world, from global rhythms really. We do a kind of very simple taiko rhythm, and that Japanese rhythm is simple, easy to learn, but also very positive. So tomorrow is going to be interesting because actually we've done all the workshopping now. It's basically we're just going to have to go for it and hopefully those young people will be able to remember those rhythms. Everything, and one thing that's been really impressive is the way that they've just seamlessly come into the project and worked really hard with this creative process. Their feet. Okay, now play whatever you like, and you guys can come and join us, yeah? Come and play. Yeah.